What's up, everybody? Alphabet Rockers in the house. Wherever you are, put your rocks up for justice and give us a rock star. We just want to move with y'all.
Yeah, welcome in. Let's get settled. Get your moves.
When you hear somebody that inspires you, drop them in the chat.
But above all that, transgender culture, keep a love seeker, lifting up all their people just like who was leading all of Egypt on the regal. Queen in male clothes, plus a pharaoh, one of the greatest wonders of yesterday, today, tomorrow.
Hey!
The liberators start with T, A to Z. The game changers, the ones who lead. The curious, the line erasers, brave-hearted. If forever, no finish to what we started.
You can move in your seats.
The move makers, the won't quit. Your neighbors, your children, it's probably hard to read it. Believe it when you see it.
Feel that march with you. Yeah.
Sylvia pushing the limit for equal homes, jobs, and all good quality.
Yeah.
Lit up the city of lights with their fight for human rights like bars. Our station way wild to keep a light buzzing in the test. Two spirit hero.
This is We Royal from The Love, the last album Alphabet Rockers put out. We're going to tell you a little bit about our process today.
Yep. So you're hearing more about this album.
This is to remind you that we have been here. We are connected. We have always been creating a culture of belonging. Thanks for rocking with us.
Yeah, y'all.
Yes, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Clap it up, snap it up, give some love in the chat, give some sparkles. So welcome, everybody. We are so honored that you are choosing to spend this next hour with the Alphabet Rockers, especially coming off of that beautiful and deep panel that we just had. My name is Evan Bissell. I'm the Arts and Cultural Strategy Coordinator at the Othering and Belonging Institute. And over the last months, I've been really honored to work with the Alphabet Rockers as the Othering and Belonging Institute's third artist in residence. And so each year the Institute works very closely with one artist or artist collective to shift the quality of light by which we scrutinize our lives in order to better illuminate understandings and practices of belonging. And so we saw that this morning also with the Nile Project and some of the work that they do, right, is another great concrete example of this. Alphabet Rockers has been spending the year developing a collective creative process that is part research, part reflection, part communion, part kick it, and a whole lot of joy, as we just saw, right? So what started as a vision for an album is unfolding into a beautiful process of building community with music as that backbone. The focus of their work is around prison abolition and transformative justice, which are concepts and movements that we as a society must contend with in urgent ways, right? These are also concepts that can't be outlined or defined alone. They require what Fred Moten calls congregate thinking, which is exactly what the Alphabet Rockers do. Their journey to this album began with their previous albums and learnings that emerged from those processes. And central to this was the constant reflection on the policing of identity and its relationship to police and prisons. So in particular, they were reflecting on conversations with Miss Major, who was named in the first verse of that last song, We Royal, and her efforts that stretched from Stonewall to support for incarcerated transgender, gender variant, and intersex people, to her work around prison abolition. So within all of this is the power of music to heal and strengthen. As we've been, been buoyed by the soundtrack that's been playing all day, to convey a sense of belonging that we feel deep in our bellies and at the tips of our toes. So I'm going to let Alphabet Rockers introduce themselves more fully. And if we could all hear each other and feel the vibration of our clapping, that would be wonderful. But instead, I'm just going to ask you to give them a lot of love in the chat and join me in welcoming Alphabet Rockers. So thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Evan. Hi, everyone. My name is Rosa Doe, also known as DJ Rosa, representing Alphabet Rockers. I'm so excited to be here with you all today. Before we start, we'd like to honor the land, and I'd like to share a song about how we honor the land as a collective. So as you all listen, we'll drop into the chat a link so you can also look up what land you're on.
In California, there are in excess of 250 languages, 250 distinct cultures and communities. Becoming familiar with these nations, these peoples, is so very important.
Coast Miwok,
Bay Miwok,
Karkin, Chichenyo,
Tanian,
Ramatush,
Aswa, Hutsun,
Ramsian, Chalon,
Salini, Yokut,
Esalen.
Those are just a few of what we recognize Central Coastal California, Bay Area.
This album was recorded on a lonely land with our community, you.
You are powerful.
You are brave.
You're brilliant. You believe me.
You ask questions.
You listen. You accept me. You stand up for people who don't look like you.
You
make new friends.
You show us that we are still changing.
You are legacy.
There's only one you.
You are the love.
You are the love.
Thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to my crew.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Great.
What's up, y'all? Happy that y'all are here. We want to tell you a little bit about ourselves. This is Tommy 2, he, him, they. This is Tommy 3, he, him. And Alphabet Rockers, we make music that makes change. And we create spaces for tough topics to be discussed, very intergenerationally and intersectionally. We're really opening it up for that. And, the foundation of our work is our community. And our community we're all about it. So we really connect with youth, we connect with teachers, we connect with parents, we connect with other artists and other collaborators and partners.
Next slide.
And we just love what we're doing. And we love growing the community. And the thing about it is our community is yet still growing. And so that's what's up with that. And so I bet you would love to learn more about like where we have been. So I'm gonna jump over to Caitlin.
Thank you. What's up, everybody? Caitlin here, she, her. You got Maya over here and Lillian also. We all use she, her as our pronouns. And I just wanted to say that all the adults at Alphabet Rockers have been vaccinated and we are actually in a pod. So we respect all of our community health and we are not doing any live programs until we're in a safe space together. So let's say where we were years ago. We have actually toured the schools for many years, empowering our young people with this music, this message, and this embodiment. Next slide. We also have used the music to actually inspire the young activists and artists like the folks here and like the artist Kaya Marbin here, artist activists. And our music has led to movements like This Is the Families Belong Together movement. And she was also inspired by, next slide, the songs from Rise, Shine, Woke, which was nominated for the Grammy that year. There we are with One Way Possible, who wrote that song with us. So we've had this fortune of both of our albums that have had this intentionality of belonging and creating a culture of liberation to have been nominated for the Grammy, which we know is a system of white supremacy and capitalism. And yet we need to show up in these places to transform what children hear, sense, feel, and change the way that media feels to young people. That's what Tommy and I have been so grateful to have spent our careers together doing for the last 10 years. Over the quarantine, next slide, you can see that we have launched an anti-racism course for families. It's really low cost. It's called We Got Work to Do. In addition to this mini course, which is on our website, we invite you to check out, we host monthly gatherings where we do deep dives into power, bias, oppression, care, which is radical care, and we're doing that this month, and action. And so we really try as a collective of artists to create experiences that we share together that actually embed all of this work and create a conversation, a space of listening and embodiment. I keep saying those words because that's what music does. Pass it back to Tommy.
Nice. The work that we've been doing has been really deep since 2015. We've always been really educational, but around 2015, we started to really get to know our community and really understand what they actually wanted in children's music and what they wanted to hear. We learned a lot of things at this place called Zoo Labs, which was like an incubator that set you up as an artist to be just as talented with your business as you are with your talents, you know? And that's how you gather fans and things like customers and like all that type of stuff. But we winded up not necessarily going fans or customers. We were like community. And so that's how we've been working. And we've always, we've worked from a place of incubation. I mean, a place of asking questions, of inquiry, just asking these different people that we collaborate with and what they feel needs to be in a song. What would they want to hear in a song? What kind of messages do they want to hear throughout an album? What are things that necessarily don't get heard all the time that you would love to hear in music? And we got a lot of really great answers from that, and that's how we created like the first album, Rise, Shine, Woke, and then again with The Love. And right here you see some of our collaborators, our huge collaborators from our family coalition: Rick Oculto, Rexy Tapia, and Carlin Z. And you could see on the board over here, over there to the right, that there's a bunch of stuff written on that board. Throughout that whole place, we had people writing on the boards and using sticky notes, just like, what do you want to hear? What is something you don't want to hear any more of? What is something that you need to hear that nobody else understands needs to be heard? All these different questions that we provided, and we put them out there and had them answer them. And from those, we created lyrics, songs, curriculum, all the things. And it's been a part of our intersectional framework for a while. And we have learned and grown to really think about abolition, intersectionalism, control, power, discipline, and schools, and just a culture of liberation and a culture of power, And so I'll pass that back to Caitlin because we're going to watch a really cool video in a second.
Alphabet Rockers, first of all, just throw some shine on yourself for being online all day, just doing this work. Throw some shine on the people in your life. Throw shine on the communities that just need so much love and healing today. We're here for all that joy. We wanted to play the video Until You're Free from The Love. It actually became a song that Lillian Ellis, who's one of the co-founders of the Butterfly Movement, who's right here, Alphabet Rocker, and Kaya Marbin, they used the song to amplify their work in their work. So watch the video. Tommy will introduce it, and we hope you enjoy.
Cool. The video is called Until You're Free. And it was another actionable thing that we did. We created this song, and then we actually partnered with another another partner, the butterfly effect, with Lily and them. And so the thing about it was is that there was this thing happening in our world, and we were wondering how to respond to that with the same type of joy and love that we do, that we have like used in our music. Because we talk about a lot of tough things, but we also really just try to do it through joy, because there's a way to do it, and we're figuring it out, and we got a small thumb on it, but that's what it is. And so out of this, we created a music video. The whole crew got to go to DC to present the butterflies that they made, in the rotunda of the Capitol, and they got to meet Nancy Pelosi and all kinds of folks, right? And so it's a testament to like how movements get elevated and get and keep going actually and move forward, because we partnered with some people, then we partnered with other people, and then the community grew and the community grew. And so this is just one example of how the community grew and how we grow community, until you're free. We're not free until you're free.
Now we are crew. Now we are crew. We got work to do.
Come on, y'all.
There's a history and legacy of change makers just like you. Where do you fit into it? Where are you being fiercely you? Where are you getting loud?
Something is happening in our country right now today that needs our attention and our activism. I'm Kaya and I'm 11. I'm Lily and I'm 10. And together we started the Butterfly Effect. We wanted to stand up for immigrant families so people would realize just how many children are being held in detention centers. So we started the Butterfly Effect.
We decided to make one butterfly for each of the 15,000 immigrant children in the detention centers at the border.
Imagine what would happen if we all made butterflies as a way of standing up for kids in detention centers.
Yo, until you're free, I'll be learning about your life and rights. Looking out for what you need, working to adjust my sight. See, until you're free, I'll be stepping up physically, putting focus on the real pick, taking responsibility. I'm not trying to live in a world that wants to remove you. I'm trying to be in a place with space to include you. We out here playing by rules that muffle the truth, which eventually becomes soundproof. Say it loud.
I'm the one standing up.
I'm the one standing up.
I'll be lifting you up.
I'll be lifting you up.
I will never slow down.
I will never slow down.
No better time than now.
No better time than now.
I'm free until you're free. We will be louder and stronger together.
Time's up, dream. Time's up, speak. Time's up, lead. Time's up, believe.
That the time is now, that we got the power. Stand up side by side, impossible to break us down.
Time's up, dream. Time's up, speak. Time's up, lead. Time's up, believe.
That the time is now, that we got the power. Stand up side by side, impossible to break us down.
We can make a bigger voice. Yeah. We can make your choices loud. Yeah. We can make a better choice. We can be proud.
Ven conmigo y alcemos una sola voz, que se escuche en cada esquina de este mundo. Tú decides, puedes elegir mejor, sentir orgullo de lo que logramos juntos.
Now is the time though, yeah, but you gon' need some spine though, yeah, I mean you gon' need some backbone. We lost love, it's time to find it, bring it back home. Turn the lights on, where the lights at, presence is a present. It's time to fight back, stand up, stand out, do everything but stand down. Have heart, play your part, do what you can now. The future ain't no mystery, choices dictate everything that you finna see. You either spectate or you create, you either at the table or be what's on the plate.
Somos más fuertes cuando nos unimos. Ser solidarios es lo que elegimos. No se trata de lo mío, no se trata de lo tuyo. Yo te apoyo, doy mi mano, lo hago con orgullo.
I'm not free until you're free. We will be louder and stronger together.
Are we free if you're not
lead, time's up, believe that the time is now, that we got the power. Stand up side by side, impossible to break us down. Time's up, dream, time's up, speak, time's up, lead, time's up, believe that the time is now, that we got the power. Stand up side by side, impossible to break us down.
Hola. Esta es una carta para los niños que siguen detenidos en las fronteras.
Queremos que sepan que ustedes tienen amigos en los Estados Unidos que se preocupan por ustedes. Durante el último año, niños y familias a través del mundo han hecho más de 55,000 mariposas para asegurar que ustedes no sean olvidados. Escogimos a las mariposas porque simbolizan la belleza de la migración y representan.
Thank you. Take a breath, y'all. How you feel watching that again?
It's so fun. It brings back so many memories.
Yes.
So many.
And the work continues. You can check them out at their website too. And now we're here in our current process, right? So we've been working with our 4 youth rockers for the past year, all in quarantine, as fellows at the Othering and Belonging Institute, and we wanted to invite you into the songwriting process with us. We are doing an in-reach process where we are listening. When I say in-reach, it's like outreach, but flipped. Because we have a beloved community of how many people now? Like 50 people, you think? Just people we are related to or have relational to, you know? And so what we wanted to share with you is a video of all of us interviewing our community. The questions we asked are, how are you powerful? What are things that make you feel powerless? What is good power? And what is bad power? And I want y'all to feel that you can take a moment to answer those questions as well. And we'll share the compilation of that in our first video here.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. The first one is, when do you feel powerful in your life?
When I'm doing good things and around good people.
I feel powerful.
I feel powerful
when I'm able to help someone else have a lighter burden in life and to help them to achieve their goals and objectives.
Somebody trips helping them up, and if they can't find the right class that they're in, trying to help them.
I have done something for someone and I can see the result of it.
And to help them to achieve their goals and objectives.
Is being appreciated and benefiting another person or persons.
When do I feel powerful in my life?
When it comes to power,
I feel powerful.
What I think power is.
In my life.
We went through some really great things in our nation in the last couple of days. I feel so good to be Black. So good.
I want to say when my mind is at ease.
But I'm standing on top of the world right now, and it feels amazing.
I'm not stressing, when I'm not fixating on anything.
That's power. You have power within yourself.
Comes from within.
Power can't be bought. Power can't be earned.
No one can give you power and no one can take your power. You would have to give somebody your power.
It's your power.
Yeah, I think I'm most powerful when I know that I'm in control and I am at peace with me.
I feel powerful.
Yeah, I think when I think about that question, I think of it over my 72 years of what has made me feel powerful over time.
When I feel that my actions can make a positive difference.
Or what are those instances in which I've experienced a sense of powerful being?
In other people's lives or in our world.
And I think they are most often in relationship and community.
When I feel that I have a choice to do good and I choose to do that, to follow that.
Yeah. We started writing an album about abolition and transformative justice, and we realized that we had a lot of tools in our own community of love, understanding, space to be ourselves. And the idea of holding a circle together with diverse perspectives on power felt like, isn't that a great starting place? And that's something we uncovered. So I just passed the mic to y'all. What's something you hear in the video today or that inspires how you wrote a song? Or is there anything that you'd like to share about the conversations we had on power?
Yeah, well, I actually interviewed my grandparents for this, and I love them so much. They're really important to me, and they're a part of my community and will always be. And having a community is just so important to me, and I feel like that's what inspired me to write about, what are the things that I like in my community and what makes me feel powerful.
Great. How about you, Lil?
Yeah, one of the lines that we might be sharing later in our song that we wrote is about how I have power and I have confidence at my age, and I don't need to prove it. I know that I have it, and that's what matters to me. And I think that shows a lot in this video, and it's showing how I'm proud. Someone said I'm proud to be Black. I'm very, very proud to be Black right now. And I think it shows in that video, and that's one of the things that inspired me to write about being powerful, being confident, and knowing your self-worth.
Beautiful. Would you like to share a line or two from the song before we go to Tommy and Kali?
Sure. Well, this is a favorite part of some of the lyrics that I wrote. I'm with a community where I'm safe and I'm loved. I've also got my ancestors watching from above. With the power that I have from my past and from my present, I know I can do anything. Y'all need to accept it.
Yes, I love it. How about, did you want to share anything today?
Yeah, sure. The first part, I know I'm powerful when I see my beauty, and from head to toe, self-love through and through me. I love myself every day, can be myself every way. Don't need to prove anything, I'm confident at my age.
Yes. Take this in. I hope that all inspires y'all to think about how you hold power as well. And I'll pass it to Tommy and Kali.
Nice. I'm going to go ahead and say it too. I'm confident at my age, so y'all need to accept it.
I'll try.
Just messing around. So we have another video, a part 2 of this. And so we got a lot of interviews, which is great because this is a lot of great stuff for us to keep coming back to and to keep rehearing it and seeing the essence and the feelings of all of these feelings of power. Some of the things we were thinking about is how does this type of power that we're talking about in these videos interact with the power in the world? Where do those things intersect? Because when we talk about power, mostly it's about the power over the power of the system, or we take it to the other side of the line for Black power, that type of thing. You know what I mean? So we were thinking about those things. So we're gonna watch this other video, and then we'll reflect on it a little bit after. Let's check it out.
I feel powerful when I'm around my family and my friends.
When I don't feel powerless.
When I'm with a group of people that have the same idea as me and support the same message as me.
I feel powerful in my life when I have regular power. I'm just allowed to live my life how I want to.
Just having regular power feels powerful to me.
And really supporting group like the Alphabet Rockers because I feel safe.
When I can speak freely.
It feels powerful.
I don't know, but being powerless feels like not having power.
I feel heard.
I'm not ignored, I'm heard by everyone because we have the same idea.
And that makes me feel powerful in myself.
one example could be in a protest where there's a large group of people that have the same idea as me. And we're all equal, but we are all saying the same message together.
How do I say it? More like just being able to live my life just regular without people trying to make me feel powerless feels like power to me.
When do I feel powerful?
I don't know.
Whenever I'm on a team. I mean, there are some individual moments, but
I have to think about that.
I have felt powerful.
Powerful to me means something that I've accomplished.
When I, at some critical moment where I had to make a decision.
I really love being on a team.
It can be as little as doing something. I always try and do something that makes me uncomfortable or like that I am scared of each day.
Soccer team.
And had to rely on myself and my judgment.
You know, a cappella group.
Sometimes
choir.
Those moments can make me feel so confident.
All of them feel like teams to me, even at work.
I don't know, when I've accomplished something like big too, like, you know, if I've completed an assignment for school.
So confident, strong, and effective.
When do you feel powerful in your life?
Powerful.
When I feel self-confident.
Well, I know I felt powerful when I've given childbirth.
I feel powerful
when I am speaking up for people who don't have a voice.
I feel like it's the most powerful thing a woman can do.
The stars align, and I'm aligned with God's plan.
But that's something I've felt before.
Everything's going smoothly.
When I get things done that need to be done.
But in general,
many more things, but those are the things that came to my mind.
I feel powerful when I'm being positive or helpful for someone or my community.
I don't gotta worry about nothing, and I feel free.
Those were the good old pandemic days when we thought we could all hang out with masks. Yeah, I want to mention two things before we reflect on this. And the first thing is the folks that are signing, y'all are killing the game. Killing the game. Those videos kind of put you through it. Appreciate the effort. And also just wanted to mention that as a crew, Alphabet Rockers has also gone through this process. Like, you're hearing responses from our kids and our families and things, but Caitlin and I have also done our own answers of those questions. Rosa has done her own reflection, and our two dancers have done their reflections as well. You're just not going to see that today. You might see it in the future sometime, but that we all have been questioning and trying to answer these questions as well. So I want to bring it to these two. They're best friends, just so everyone knows. But I want to ask y'all, like, you know, if it can't be earned, if power can't be taken or stole, why do we feel powerless sometimes still?
Well, I think that it's about your perspective on the situation, and that since it can't be taken away from you, you have to know how to utilize your resources to put yourself in power and make that visible. So I think that might not always be visible that you have a standing of power. You just have to think of it in a different perspective and use what you have to make yourself in power. Because you always have the power to put yourself in higher power.
True. That's great. You know, maybe we think of a different term for it than power position. You know, maybe it's a different term for it. We'll figure it out. We'll probably write on it. That's great. So T, what do you think about that?
I really agree with Kali. Like, I feel like power is inside you, and I feel like
nobody can take it, and you can, like, it's like inside you. It's
Mm-hmm.
like power is inside you. So like, and I also feel like that also ties in control what you can't control. You can't control the people, you can't control what they do, but you can do what you can do in your power. You can make sure that you're on your best behavior, make sure that you're doing the things that you can do to make sure that you have power.
Right. So when you feel powerless, what's happening? What happens when you feel powerless?
I feel like that's just you feeling like there's not much you can do, but there's always something you can do.
Hmm.
You can always do something if it's with yourself, to help somebody else. You can always do something. There's not just nothing.
Interesting. Kyle, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think on top of that, you always have a power inside you, but when you feel powerless, I think a lot of the time other people are trying to use their power against you. And when people try to make you think that they have a power above you, then that's when you'll think that you don't have power, and that's what makes you feel powerless, because they have a power above you. But that they're just trying to make you think that you don't have power, so that they could have power over you.
Yeah, I get that. So really, I don't know, not really, but you can kind of think of powerlessness as an illusion, because you trick yourself into feeling powerless instead of diving into your power and what's the word? Drawing from that power. Sometimes we let ourselves get beat down by someone else's power and we feel powerless. That's really deep. That's really deep.
And I feel like once you start to get into that illusion, you feel like there's not much you can do. When as long as you're doing something, in my opinion, that's feeling powerful. That's powerful. As long as you're doing something to change, to make change, even the littlest things, it may not be immediate, but as long as you're doing something and not sitting back, then I feel like that's power.
And I feel like that's dope. Y'all are some smart little characters there, fellas. I think we should move on to listen to the song that came out of some of this work. These videos you saw, some more of the inquiry work. They created this song. It's not titled yet. But yeah, I encourage folks to when they're listening to this, think about some of the things that stick out to you. Maybe you can jot those down, drop them into the chat or something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, go ahead, Kay.
One thing we learned from the beginning of this fellowship was about participant action research. So, right, there's like this cyclical conversation. It's not like you get the answer and you're done. That itself is like letting your critical lens, or even your listening space, whatever you call it, like the space of being a learner, that like you let it go. And what we just did right here, we were like, ooh, that's a great song idea. We're like, illusions, like you all, even in our crew, like listening to you is a gift to all of us, right? Like I know adults right now are watching this like, wow, I want to listen to you more, Kali, Tommy and Lily, Maya, Rosa. So anyways, I just want to say that. And we wanted you to be able to read the lyrics, because I know sometimes songs can move quickly and some of us hear music more than we hear lyrics. So take a moment, and if anybody wants to read this afterwards, like we are a community and you are part of us. So we will share these lyrics with you later as well. But here we go. Demo from the Cucudio.
We got strength, it's in our community. We got power, that's unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher. We got strength, it's in our community. We got power, that's unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher.
I'm powerful when I'm with my community. People People that accept my thoughts and ideas and see the truth about who I am. They love all my melanin. I know that I'm confident, so watch out, I'm stepping in. I'm with the community where I'm safe and I'm loved. I've also got my ancestors watching from above. With the power that I have from my past and from my present, I know I can do anything. Y'all need to accept it.
I feel powerful when people listen. Don't ignore me cause you won't know what you're missing. And if you plug your ears, I'll write my truth down. Do whatever I can so long as the truth's found. Man, the truth, sometimes that's not what they teach. Right now they might not listen, but you have to speak. And when they hear you, teach them what's real. Speak your mind and tell them how you feel.
I know I'm powerful when I see my beauty. And from head to toe, self-love through and through me. I love myself every day, can be myself every way. Don't need to prove anything, I'm confident at my age. People say you're not your past, you are in a way. Your ancestors within you, there's someone you should thank. The power when they prayed, part of us in many ways. They had so many goals, we'll get there one day.
We got strength, it's in our community. We got power, that's unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher. We got strength, it's in our community. We got power, that's unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher.
Something you should know is that this is how I feel. Cause I support what's true and what's real. Put a break on the cycle like it's a wheel. And we shouldn't punish, but we should heal.
I feel powerful, but I could leave the house without a fraction of doubt that I'ma be safe. Not when I run for the bases, I won't get tagged out. And my parents aren't scared, I won't reach home base. Powerful when I could be me and be free without feeling shame. Feel powerful when I can keep myself tame. And in control, power isn't something that can be stolen or even given, something inside the prison.
I feel power when I have support. Doesn't matter if you're big, how small or short. Strength in numbers when we're in a community. When people connect, that's how we find unity.
We got strength, it's in our community. We got power, that's unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher. We got strength, it's in our community. We got power, that's unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher. Strength in numbers when we're in a community. When people connect, that's how we find unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher. Strength in numbers when we're in a community. When people connect, that's how we find unity. Standing up on your shoulders, lifting our voices higher.
Thank you, Coffee, for the ASL. Need you for the video, so be ready. So yeah, all the lyrics that we wrote in there are a reflection of conversations with our family, holding space together in circle. And we, out of those, got more questions. So we want to go to the next slide, actually, and invite you really into our process. So we trust that your voice is important. And we trust that your power and your understanding of power is essential to all of us as a community. So here are 4 of the questions for each of us is going to write a song for this album, right? From our listening space, because we all listen different. We all have different biases we're cracking. We all have important spaces to just have the mic. So each of the young folks is going to read their question to you. We invite you to journal and share any responses you want to. We are looking for advisors. We are looking for funders. We are looking for partners to amplify our work. We are looking for that culture of liberation. So we'll go Lillian, Maya, T3PO, Kali, and just, if you want to read the question as written there, and then if there's anything else you want to add.
Sure. Yeah, so the question that I asked is, how can we create schools that hold diverse narratives? And one of the reasons that I really wanted to ask this question is because when I'm in school, especially in elementary school, we only get, like, from history, one perspective. There's only one person, usually someone who's white, and I want to hear it from everyone's perspective. I want to hear the story from everyone and not just one person. And I think that's important that we get that into schools.
Yes, thank you for saying that, Lily. 2 of my questions. Here's the first one. What are ways people can be helped instead of being locked up or being punished? And a really important reason why I asked that was because, you can't just lock people up. That's not going to fix anything. And to change the world and make it a better place, people need to be helped. That's just the way it is. And the second one is, what are the ways privilege shows up in power? And there's a million answers to that question. There's a lot of white privilege in power, and I think that's an important question, and I would love to hear from all of you.
Love it.
My question: how do we open up people's eyes to someone's internal change? Means like somebody may not, because how you view somebody, they may not seem like they have changed, but they have made so much internal change in themselves, especially tied to the jail system. It doesn't always take somebody their whole entire life to change, where even though that happens, they still have a life sentence. So that's like, that immediately ties to there. Like, people may see people because of their biases and because how they feel and how they were grown up, even that person may not change, but they've actually changed a bunch.
And my question was, how can the government use the power they have to support others rather than support their own system? And what I mean by that is how can they use what they have to open their eyes to the community and helping other people. For example, prison system, as we're talking about, how they can use the power they have to help support those people rather than support their own system to gain their own wealth. So, yeah.
So it's your turn. We're going to take a full 5 minutes here and do some writing. What inspires you?
Let's go.
just have quiet spaces for our brilliant minds to dream. We know that dreaming and imagining are absolute tools needed for the world that we want to live in and that we will live in and that we are living in. And we nurture those with all ages. So we can't wait to read your responses. I know that a few of them have been dropped into the chat here, which we can reflect on. I just wanted to note that there's a bit.ly there, bit.ly/capital AR capital OBI. And if you want to help Alphabet Rockers, like we are a community-based arts organization and the impact is big. We know that you have reach and influence in spaces that we do not. And we invite you to imagine how we can work together. And so there's just a link. You can share your info and your dream for us. Do any of you want to just read the comments that our colleagues have shared with us? Kali, do you want to read the first one to you?
It doesn't show.
Oh, okay. It says government can use its power to always ask what will make the most difference in to the people with the fewest opportunities. And Lily, can you see the one right there? Okay. Yeah, you can. Schools can bring in books and authors and speakers from many different backgrounds. They can teach students about neighborhoods that are located and the many powerful community people who've done good there over time. Yes. This is cool. These are like, so you think, oh, I'm just dropping this in the chat. We're like, okay, cool. Verse 1, verse 2, verse 3.
And
right.
Brene,
Totally.
you want to take Brene?
Go ahead, Kay.
Brene Brown says, this is for Tommy's questions. People are hard to hate up close. I think we open up people's eyes by building bridges across difference. That's been, thank you for writing that. That was me and Tommy 8 months ago. We're saying to each other, we can't even look each other really in the eye because we're looking into a camera. So that empathy space that we created live, like we are looking for all the ways that we can do that with you.
Cool. Here's a response to Kali's question. I love this question. I think we have to use our power as citizens more actively, get more and more people elected into government offices that value liberation, be vigilant as citizens and keep protesting the things we see that are unjust, especially the military industrial complex and the prison industrial complex. Yes. And another one for @Tommy, T3PO. Teach them to listen and hold everyone in their heart with unconditional love. Every person has inherent value. We all matter.
Maya, helped instead of locked up. Find a way for the person to be in community with those they may have harmed. As long as it doesn't further traumatize the ones harmed. If that isn't possible, see if they can help another victim who isn't impacted by the action. When I can do something with others, I feel I am removing the guilt, shame, harm from me and turning it into love. And last one for Lily. Go ahead, T.
To your point, currently 80% of public school teachers are white. How do we create pathways for BIPOC educators to be in our schools and co-create curriculum with young people? Ooh. What if educators first asked what young people want to learn and then focused on supporting young people to access that learning? That's hot.
That's wonderful. Let's bring Rosa back together. Give thanks to Othering and Belonging community, to Evan Bissell, to everyone who selected us as this luminary artist in resident this year. So we just invite you one more time, put your rock up for justice and put it in Alphabet Rocker style. Rock.
Star. Love y'all.